Yo, what is going on, everybody? Today, I am bringing you the UFC 301 last minute predictions. I decided to put this video out all last minute. I'm literally recording it on Thursday, and I just felt like, fuck it, let's get this video done because honestly, I am kind of interested in this event. I know we're all coming off of 300, which was an insane card, but 301's got some stacked fights. We're only going through the important ones, the ones I give a fuck about. Cause listen, who the fuck is about Jamie Malarkey on the early prelims? All right, some might say Ismail Bafin, but I don't really care. All right, let's start with the people's main event. All right, we got Charles Oliveira versus the caveman that they dragged out to fight him. All right, and my prediction is Orobai because Ellis Brenner, despite being a dog and a fun fighter, right? He is a shootbox fighter. He has that Brazilian jiu-jitsu style, and guess what Orobai is? He's that inbred Genghis Khan from the goddamn Caucasus Mountains, all right? And he's gonna go, and he has a very well-rounded style, and I think he's just gonna take Brenner to a decision, grapple him, outstrike him, mixing in the grappling, and I think the formula to beat these kind of fighters is just mixing it up with the grappling and the striking. And yeah, I'm going Orobai by decision here. All right, we moving on straight to the main card. Paul Craig versus Kyle Borralho. I'm going Borralho here, man. I just don't see why you would go Paul Craig. I understand he's a win some, lose some type of guy, but he looked horrible in his last fight. He's 36-year-old. He's only got one win against Andre Muniz in his last 2 fights ago. And I think Borralho is going to get an early KO. He's on the main card in his hometown. He stacked up many wins. Very well-rounded guy in his prime at 31. I think he would want the KO here. He's got momentum. Paul Craig is older, cutting more weight, and he's coming off a pretty decent loss. And we're in enemy territory here. Obviously, I think Paul Craig always has that chance to upset, throw up that triangle, or get that rear naked, but I don't think Borralho is going to fall for it. I think Borralho is going to be ready, and I think he's going to want to cause a scene and win impressively in his hometown. Moving on, we got Michel Pereira. Yeah, I'm going up by him first round KO here because Potieria, he's Ihor Potieria, and he's a last minute replacement. Not really last minute, but he's a late replacement. I think he's coming off a loss as well. Let me just check to be sure. Ihor Potieria. Okay, yeah, it is a short notice fight. It is a win, but I think that Michel Pereira is coming off a more impressive win. He's looked amazing at middleweight. He's just strong, fast. He doesn't look small. I think he's gonna get that finish in his home territory. I think he's gonna want to knock out. I could see Potieria outlasting him if Pereira doesn't fucking finish him, but I think Pereira has been in the UFC long enough and he's had enough experience to not blow his load early, right? And yeah, I'm going Pereira by first round KO though. All right, next we got Anthony Smith versus Vitor Petrino. And some of you guys, including myself, I dislike Anthony Smith. I think he's a fucking retard, right? And I wish he would get knocked out more. But I think in this fight, he has a decent chance. He's coming off a loss against Khalil Rountree. Not the worst loss in the world, though. It's not like he was getting completely outclassed. He was competing, and he was bringing the fight to Khalil Rountree on short notice. And I think he could use his experience and his grittiness and his stubbornness to outlast Petrino. I think Petrino is the younger guy. He's coming off a not very impressive win. He hasn't had any impressive wins over impressive opponents. And I think that you could go Petrino by finish because the way to beat Anthony Smith is there. Bro has 19 losses, all right? Kick his legs, you overpower him, take him to a decision, dominate him, right? But I think Petrino might not be able to do that because he's in his hometown on the main card, right? He's got a pretty decent fight. I think he's going to want to show out. I think Anthony Smith is going to show that veteran grittiness, use his boxing, and make it a decision, right? I'm thinking the Anthony Smith decision where he starts taking over in the second and third round with the Petrino that's gassed out. Co-main event, we got Jose Aldo versus Jonathan Martinez. Now, this is an amazing fight, all right? I really like this fight because obviously Aldo is the GOAT, all right? I love Jose Aldo, and it kind of sucks that we're seeing him in this kind of a circumstance where he's coming back after retiring to do one last fight so he can fight on the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson card. I don't really like that circumstance. I don't like that Aldo is older, but Aldo is Jose Aldo, right? This is a leg kicker. This is a kickboxer's dream matchup right here. A young gun who's got very good leg kicks, using them very well, very powerfully against the leg kick originator. He is the leg kicking OG GOAT. All right, still considered one of the best leg kicker and the leg kick checker of MMA. And I think that this is a very, very close matchup, an almost 50-50 matchup. If it was prime Aldo, I would pick him with a heartbeat, right? But Martinez has that momentum, right? He's the young dude who's been training. He's getting this big spot against Jose Aldo, and I think he's going to be taking it more seriously than Aldo. I just think we're going to see a Jonathan Martinez decision where Aldo is older, and what am I saying? What am I saying, guys? I'm going Aldo by decision, right? He's then used that veteran grittiness, right, to check those leg kicks and return with his own. Who has Martinez fought that has given him competition when it comes to a leg kick battle? I think Aldo is going to use Martinez's weapons against him and win with the decision. All right? We riding with Aldo, baby. We riding with Aldo. If you made it to this point, make sure to check out my Instagram and YouTube video. I'm going to be posting my reaction to 301 when it happens. And then we got the main event, Pantoja versus ERCEG. I actually really like this matchup. All right? This card is not horrible. It's just right after 301. It has no mainstream, name value. But these are good matchups here. Pantoja, obviously the very, very dominant force in the flyweight division right now. But he has a style that's kind of very brawler and a grappling heavy style. And ERCEG is a similar style. He has a good grappling base. He's a Australian wrestling gold, champion. Same with the likes of Whitaker and Volk. And I think this is a perfect style matchup against Pantoja, right? I would say ERCEG's style is similar to Moreno's. Now, he has good boxing, clean striking. He's an MMA fighter since the beginning. He isn't one of those other guys that had a base discipline and transitioned. He's been training MMA and he has good hands, but he also has pretty shit defense. He just kind of lets himself get hit, but he's shown a good chin because, flyweight dudes. These guys are very, very similar in the ways that they like to have very rudimentary, and when I say rudimentary, I meant just basic but clean, control-heavy grappling styles that's not taking too much risk. They will go for the submission, and I think ERCEG can do it. It's just that I can't reliably pick him because he hasn't shown that he is high level. Pantoja has a lot more high level 5-round experience. And I just think ERCEG isn't ready for Pantoja. I think it'll be a close fight, and I think Pantoja will get the decision because ERCEG has good grappling and good striking, right? I think Pantoja will win the early rounds, and ERCEG is going to slowly start picking it up and maybe win round 4, maybe round 5. It just depends on who gets the takedown, in my opinion. I think they both have incredible control, and I can see a ERCEG decision here. It's possible, but I just have to rely on Pantoja's experience. I've seen him fight. He's had similar style fights against dudes like ERCEG and Moreno. And despite him looking like he's fucking dead at the round of 3, when he's in round 3, Pantoja just looks tired, man. And I don't think it's tricky because, he looks tired, but he always gets it done. I'm going Pantoja by decision here. Let me know if my picks cash. Let me know If you disagree or agree with my picks in the comments, drop yours down below. And yeah, thank y'all for watching. You have a good one, man.